Okay then guys, what is going on? Cloud Plays here, and we're back inside of Starfield for the 1.7.33 update, and Todd Howard speaks out. This is exciting stuff indeed, so we're going to cover it all today here on the channel. If you haven't already, smash that beautiful blue thumbs up and subscribe with post notifications turned on. It'd be greatly appreciated. On top of that, check out our sponsor, Advanced GG, the #1 clinically proven energy supplement on the market. My favorite flavor, cherry vanilla, but you guys can catch an array of flavors via the link in the description, and utilizing code CLOUD at checkout will get you a cheeky discount. So go ahead, what are you waiting for? That being said, let's dive on into some Starfield news. So Starfield's 1.7.33 update has a load of fixes and improvements, although not as good as its counterparts with the field of view sliders and or otherwise. This just kind of resolves a few issues. So we're going to cover this one really quickly and move on into the juicy stuff. So for general, they have character fixes, star stations fixes, and vendors. They fixed an issue that could cause some characters to not be in their proper location. They also fixed an issue where star stations would be labeled as a player-owned ship, and addressed an issue that allowed for a vendor's full inventory to be accessible. That's some nice stuff. This is a tiny little update. This one's actually quite disappointing, although there has been some graphical updates through AMD for PC and then overall graphic resolutions. They've resolved an issue that caused star lens flares not to appear correctly, AMD GPUs. They also addressed an upscaling issue that could cause textures to become blurry, and resolved an issue that could cause photosensitivity, which is a big word, issues when scrolling through the inventory menu. As far as performance and stability goes though, for the hand scanner they addressed an issue where the hand scanner caused hitching, and various stability and performance improvements to address crashes and freezes. Now we have had a bit of an update when it comes to the ships though. As far as the displays, they have fixed an issue that would cause displayed items to disappear when applied to in-ship mannequins, and they also fixed an issue that would cause items stored in razor leaf storage containers and weapon racks to disappear after commandeering another ship. This is great news because I have lost so many weapons on that bloody weapon rack due to that sort of problem. But nonetheless, that is now not an issue, so our ships can look cool again whilst we steal other ships and commandeer them. Yay. Now, in other news though, Todd Howard says that planet exploration in Starfield was brutal before being nerfed. If you are ever bummed that planet exploration inside of Starfield is not as challenging as expected, Bethesda originally planned to make the system much more punitive, according to the game's director. Now, apparently, in a recent interview on the Game Maker's Notebook podcast, Howard and Insomniac Games founder Ted Price dissected the development of Starfield. When discussed cut content for Starfield, Howard explained how punishing planet exploration was before fine-tuning it to make it streamlined. So he goes on to state that the way the environment damage works in the game on planets and your suit, you have resistances to certain types of atmosphere effects, whether that's radiation or thermal, etc., and that was pretty complex system. Actually, it was very punitive, Howard had said on the podcast, and what we did at the end of the day, and it was a complicated system for players to understand, is we just nerfed the hell out of it. It matters only a little bit, and it matters more in flavor. The affliction you get is more annoying knowing you have it. Now, Howard's tidbit on afflictions refers to a status effect a player can incur in the game and occurs when a player gets injured when performing certain actions, such as spraining your ankle after falling from great height, getting lung damage from breathing toxic gases, or getting frostbite when being on a cold planet for an extended period. Now, Howard had also explained how one solution the dev team explored was offering players the option to have multiple spacesuits. Each one would be equipped depending on what type of extreme condition the planet had had. We originally wanted where, okay, I have multiple spacesuits. I have one for high radiation planets, I have one for really cold planets, I have one for these environments. And I'm saying it now, people play the game, you don't think about it that much. Might be something we're addressing addressing going forward, but that was one type of solution there. Now, that is a really, really clever thing to think about when it comes to the main sort of afflictions inside of the game, including radiation, thermal powers, and all that sort of stuff. If you had numerous suits that you had to wear for those sorts of things, that would be bloody frustrating. The fact that we know that we've got them, or having a sprained ankle and all of these different afflictions, are frustrating enough, but having to have numerous suits, now I don't know about you guys, but in the early game of this bloody game I had many afflictions and many sprained ankles and broken bones, but I only had enough main storage for one suit before I became encumbered. So it's a good job that they didn't do that, because realistically I wouldn't be able to hold all these suits. There'd be many planets that were completely and utterly overturned. Now, Todd Howard's been speaking out a lot at the minute. Apparently, he has also explained why Starfield's combat AI was initially made stupid. In a recent episode of the AIAS Game Maker's Notebook podcast, yet again, Bethesda Todd Howard discussed the creation of Starfield, touching on all aspects as an overall. But one particular segment of the podcast raised eyebrows as Howard explained how the team initially made the combat AI really stupid to make the experience more enjoyable for players. Howard began discussing the challenges inherent to designing space combat, drawing parallels with games like Faster Than Light and MechWarrior. He admired Faster Than Light's power allocation feature and the slower, more systematic pace of combat in the older MechWarrior titles. Now, the objective was to create a space combat system that is intuitive and doesn't require players to pause the game simply to understand and navigate the many powers, allocations, and systems. The part all worked out quite well, but you have to mix it in with the AI. I love the fact that the initial motive for the AI combat was that they were bloody stupid, as if you weren't able to actually combat through it yourselves. Absolutely amazing. Now, a really, really cool feature that people may not have known about and had 11,000 upvotes over on Reddit was somebody had posted up saying 150 hours in, and I've just now discovered there's an entire district underneath New Atlantis. What the hell? Now, it is extremely cool how differently people experience the game. I was doing a few missions down there, and it's been really, really cool to be able to explore some areas in that district, but it is absolutely hilarious how everybody's experiencing the game on different levels and how we all venture around and see completely different things. What you guys may find and some of the stuff that you may see may not be seen by myself or other players for maybe another 100 or so hours, some of which may not ever be seen by myself at all. And I think that's the beauty of this game. For me, this game has got quite a lot to really explain for when it comes to how it's actually played. It tells you very little during the main tutorial process. It kind of makes you learn it and self-explain some of the parts, and actually makes you communicate with other players and how to learn certain things and where to find certain things. Being able to find the old Apollo site on the moon was something I had never even seen. I'd been on the moon, I'd done all of these ventures, and I had not found that specific slate that I knew that somebody had found to go and see it. And it's absolutely incredible to know that we can all experience different sides of this game and all have different opinions on it. Maybe that's why the reviews were kind of skeptical during the first period. That's just, yeah, maybe play the game a little bit more in depth. But that's what we've got time for today. It's going to be so much fun diving back into Starfield, as we have just ventured into the First Descendant and had a great repercussion over there. The main response for that has been incredible, so we will cover it again on the channel. But right now, we're going to enjoy some more Starfield here on Xbox. Thank you very much again for watching. Appreciate all your faces. If you haven't already, like, subscribe, and as always, I'll see you in the clouds.